Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. Here in the UK, the sun is shining, I've got my summer shirt on, so now's a great time to talk sunscreens. But more specifically, I want to talk about two cult favourite sunscreens which have been missing in action for months. I've got an update for you on the Krave Beet Shield and the Klairs UV Watery Essence. We've had some recent developments, some talk of reformulations and new product launches. So, if you want to find out what's been happening with these two cult favourite sunscreens, keep on watching. I get asked time and time again what is happening with these two sunscreens. They've been staples in people's skincare routines for the past couple of years, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared from the market. As a background to it, it's all relating to the Korean Sunscreen scandal, which raged at the middle part of last year. As part of that scandal, Purito, which is one of the favourite Korean skincare brands, was found to be offering a protection in their two key sunscreen products that was far below what was advertised when it was independently tested. Of course, then brands started to be subjected to more of this testing, and since then, Keep Cool and Soothe has fallen foul of that. Dr. Jart has also been found to be offering protection less than what was advertised. This left a lot of people shook with the whole Korean sunscreen industry, and also some brands kind of got caught up in that. And this is the case with these two brands. So we're going to pick it apart and we're going to talk about what we know, whether we can trust these brands going forward, and whether we think they're going to appear on the market again this year. I've left timestamps below if you want to jump, if you're more interested in one of these products than the other. I won't be offended. Use the timestamps in the description to jump ahead to whichever one most interests you. But let's get straight on into it, cut the waffle, and first talk about Klairs. The Klairs UV Watery Essence was very similar to the Purito, and the reason it got caught up in the whole scandal is because it was manufactured by the same lab as the Purito, and it was also formulated by that same lab. It had basically the same filters in there and very similar ingredients, and it was making the same claims. So people associated and thought, rightly so, that if Purito is found to be woefully low on the SPF index when compared to what they were claiming, the same must be the case for Klairs. Whilst this was never actually proven, because Klairs just withdrew the product from market, literally within a week of the Purito testing being revealed, Klairs withdrew their product from market and have said nothing since. We haven't had any independent testing because the product's been withdrawn. We'll probably never know. They did say they were going to do a little bit of their own independent verification on it, which clearly they've done, have found that the same issue exists as with Purito, and we're never going to see that product again. I think it's a real shame that Klairs haven't released their own testing on this product, so us consumers, we know what we were using on our skin. Also, lots of us have a huge stash of the Klairs UV Watery Essence, so affordable, often that we bought in bulk, and we want to know whether it's safe to use or not. What SPF is it actually offering? The company clearly don't want to be transparent and don't want to tell us that, so we'll probably never know. I think this is such a shady way of doing business, particularly because they've announced they're doing a reformulation and we'll have a new product launch later this year. Well, I'm not going anywhere near that product, and I'm probably not going to use Klairs again in my own skincare routine. I do appreciate there's a lot of cultural difference between how we do business in North America and here in Europe and how it's done over in Korea. There seems to be a greater emphasis on protecting the business rather than the consumer in Korea, particularly around their anti-defamation laws, which means it can be really difficult to challenge a brand, and it means that often brands can hide behind that as like a cloak of secrecy and don't have to be as transparent as what we'd see traditionally in North American and European brands. I just think that's a real shame for us as a consumer, because in this case it means that none of us are entitled to refunds. If you look at how Purito dealt with things, they said, okay, our products didn't live up to expectations, here's your money back if you want it. Most people, and there were some exceptions, were able to then claim a refund from Purito and get the money back from a product that they no longer wanted to use. Because Klairs have never admitted anything's actually wrong, they've said nothing about this, and we don't even know what the true SPF of this product was. No one is entitled to a refund. We could be sat on a mountain of product which we don't feel safe using, but we're not entitled to our money back. I just think this is shady and wrong, and if they were to just admit, okay, we fell below what was promised and what we said we'd deliver in the product, then third-party resellers such as Yes Style, Style Van, and some of the really big online resellers would then be able to offer refunds themselves if they so so wished. They can't because technically nothing's wrong. You don't offer refunds on a product where there's nothing wrong with it. And because they haven't been transparent and open, we know there's something wrong, but it's never been confirmed, which entitles us to that refund as consumers. Totally shady. And when they do their reformulation and their new product launch later this year, I just don't think we should go anywhere near it. I'm sure they're going to do more robust testing. They'll probably release that testing data to us to try and regain our trust and confidence. But why should we trust a brand which is just so secretive and doesn't put the consumer first? Not interested, and I'd love to know what your thoughts and feelings are below on whether you'll purchase from them again in the future, or whether this whole episode and the lack of transparency has just left you feeling a bit meh towards the whole brand. Now let's come on to Krave and their Beet Shield. I love this product. I didn't use the Klairs. I used the Klairs on and off, but this was a staple in my routine time and time again. And I love the Krave Beet Shield. This was a great product that combined a chemical sunscreen with great antioxidant protection from nature. I always say antioxidants are a core part of your skincare routine. In fact, I covered this in a separate video, which I'll leave a link to up there. Definitely worth checking out that if you're not sure whether you should include an antioxidant. You definitely should. And this had it 2 in 1. This was your sun protection and your antioxidant in one, and I loved it. This was swept up in the Korean Sunscreen scandal because it was formulated in the same lab as that Dr. Jart, which again I referenced earlier as falling foul of independent testing. Whilst I said the Klairs was very similar to the Purito, actually the Krave was very different to their Dr. Jart counterpart. I think Krave initially responded really well. Leah Yu, who is a YouTuber here on the platform, she's also a content creator, I think, over on Instagram. I really like her content, and I will leave a link to her channel below if you do want to check it out. She owns the brand, and she came out straight away and said, I have full faith in the product and the claims that we're making on the bottle. She did outline a few things that were different between that and the Dr. Jart and released the full percentages of UV filters used in the product. This is great. This is like transparency 101. We could look at that and say, actually, these filters are way in excess of what was used in Purito. So whilst it doesn't guarantee it's offering the SPF 50+, which the product claimed, you know it's delivering way in excess of what Purito was. Similar, and this is a key difference, a lot of people said it's lightweight, it's elegant, and it's actually impossible to create a lightweight and elegant to use sunscreen in an SPF of 50. That is usually the case, but there's a key difference between this and the other ones that have been caught up in this scandal. That is that this product contains alcohol. A lot of people don't like alcohol and drying alcohols in their skincare because they find it dries the skin and they can be a bit sensitized to it. For most people, it's not an issue. Alcohol is great in sunscreen because it makes everything just apply better. It gives a more elegant feel to the product, it makes it spread easier, and it just makes the whole experience of using the product so much better. So in a way, this is formulated much more like Japanese sunscreens, which tend to have higher percentages of filters and lots more alcohol to offset some of the white cast and sticky tackiness which comes with those extra filters. It's formulated much more like that than it is their Korean counterparts, which tend to avoid alcohol and focus on lower filter percentages. However, since all that transparency, that was like a great start to all of this, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to continue to use the product. I've got full faith in them. They've been transparent, and I love that. However, since then, it's just disappeared. They withdrew it from sale from their own website. It's not available on any third-party stockist, and for a time, they actually took the whole product page down from the website and from their Instagram section. This led a lot of people saying, actually, what's going on? You've come out, you've been transparent, you've said it's all good, but it's disappeared. There were a lot of talk, and I don't know if any of it was actually ever proven, that they were going away and doing their own independent testing on it just to be 100% sure. That's great, and I would totally applaud companies for doing that. I think companies do need to just own their own commitments to consumers and not try and outsource it to a manufacturer and blame them. They need to own it and make sure that the products they're selling live up to the claims they're making. So I was really impressed if this was actually the case, but we've heard nothing since. I was contacted by a third-party reseller of the Krave who said that they are expecting a slightly tweaked, reformulated product to reappear at the latter half of this year. Again, I love that because I love the products. I'm looking forward to it coming back. But that word reformulated is a little bit worrying. Now, companies reformulate products for a whole host of reasons. Also, products go off sale and out of stock for a whole host of reasons. It could be a machine malfunctioning. It could be one of the main ingredients that isn't a UV filter being out of stock and difficult to get hold of. There's also a whole host of reasons why companies would reformulate a product. Again, to get around a difficult to source ingredient, maybe there's just new technology that they want to incorporate. There's nothing wrong with brands trying to make products better, and that can often be as a result of reformulations. However, the fact they've said nothing, it's been 5 months and nothing's been commented upon as to why it's out of stock, why it disappeared and then reappeared on their website. A lot of people are reaching out saying, what do we know? Is there something going on? This is making the whole situation worse because a lot of people have stock of this product in their skincare collection and are continuing to use it. And now they're wondering, actually, is there something wrong with the protection it's giving, and are they just not being transparent? So a lot of people are wasting the product that they bought. A lot of people are wanting their money back from the product. And I really think now's the time that Crave should reach out and just be honest and transparent with what's going on. Has a machine malfunctioned? Is there a problem with your SPF filters and the level of protection they're giving? Who knows? But just be transparent and come out and give us, the consumer, the knowledge we need to know whether we want to continue to use the product. I don't think this product is anywhere near the Purito level of protection. It's definitely formulated with higher percentages, and that alcohol is why it's able to feel as elegant as the Purito ones did with those higher degree of UV filters. I continue to use the product. I've actually literally just run out and chucked my last bottle, but I will be interested in repurchasing it when it comes back on market. I just hope with that relaunch that they are just a little bit honest and say this is why it was off. Whatever it is, whether it's an issue with the SPF or whether it's something as simple as an ingredient being out of stock, just let us know what that is and let us know why the product's been reformulated. A lot of the time brands reformulate and then just shove it out with a cloak of secrecy. I think if you're reformulated for the right reasons, celebrate it, shout about it. We've reformulated it for this reason because we think this ingredient's better. We've taken out this ingredient, we've replaced it with this. Celebrate the improvement. When a reformulation happens and there's no fanfare around it, I always get suspicious and think it's because they're trying to just cover something and put it up. If it's worth celebrating, you should be shouting about it, and I hope that's what Crave will do. I feel very differently about Crave as what I do about Klairs. Whilst I said I probably won't ever be touching Klairs again, Crave I will continue to buy from. I love their Great Barrier Relief cream. I wish they were more accessible as a brand here in the UK, and hopefully that'll change this year. I will definitely be repurchasing the Beet Shield if it's proven to just be one of those low-level manufacturing problems, which it probably is, but as of yet, we don't know. I hope they'll up their transparency game because they started so strong, releasing those filters. Leah herself coming out with a statement saying, I have full faith in this product. That was all great and a great way to start, but it's just since slided, and now missing in action, no information, and I don't feel that as consumers we're being fully given all the information we need to make informed consumer choices. So I hope that'll change. I'd love to know what your thoughts and feelings are on both of these. Share them in the comments below. Will you be looking forward to buying the newly launched Klairs sunscreen? Will you be buying the Krave Beet Shield when it comes back with a tweak in the formulation? Leave me a comment below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, I hope you're staying safe and well, and I'm sending lots and lots of love. Take care. Bye.